Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading. I'm looking at famous friends today. It occurred to me that that would be a good theme for a Friday afternoon, where I am anyway. It's Friday afternoon, and I have just done a reading on George Clooney, and it looks as if George Clooney is sidling away from the Harkle sideshow. And if you want to go and look at that reading, it's just the previous reading I've just done. And this one, I'm going to be looking at another famous friend in Hollywood, David Foster, the Canadian music maestro. And of course, his wife, Catherine McPhee, was at school with Meghan Markle. David Foster was the surrogate father, the father that Harry never had, and apparently, allegedly arranged for the very fancy house mansion that they stayed in when they first escaped, when they first found freedom in Canada. And so, very interesting. Things have gone very quiet on the Foster front. They were supposed to spend Christmas together last year. They didn't. There haven't been any baby play dates. Of course, Catherine McPhee had a baby around the same time as Meghan allegedly had a baby. So I want to know what's going on. I'm going to be doing a Celtic cross using my regular Rider-Waite tarot, as I did for George Clooney reading, my old and battered Rider-Waite. And I'm going to be looking to see what is going on from David Foster's point of view. Is he done with them? Is he done with Harry and Meghan? How he feels about them, and we'll look at how he feels about them collectively and how he feels about them individually. And the underlying energy is the Temperance card, which is interesting. It's the card of harmony and balance and healing and hope, and well, not hope so much, but definitely just trying to keep your life in balance, trying to soothe things over. And so it doesn't look like an awful energy at all, unlike the George Clooney reading, which was very clear that there was some kind of a rift. But perhaps he is just trying to keep things calm behind the scenes and just smooth things over if things have gone a little bit awry. But let's have a look and tell us what, see what the cards want to tell us. So what is the heart of the situation, the matter right now, the current situation? And there is a sense of defeat in this reading, the Six of Wands in reverse. I'm looking at it from David Foster's point of view, but I am interpreting that card really as his feeling that the Harkles have failed quite spectacularly. They have fallen off that horse, and they were going to be celebrities, they were going to be famous, they were going to be hailed and acclaimed wherever they went, and now in the reverse. So far, things have not worked out the way they were supposed to work out. None of their plans and schemes have accomplished anything, as I keep saying. It's boring monotony in all the readings that I do, but he is seeing that they are failing. And of course, he's a tremendously successful man. I doubt that he wants to be associated with that level of failure. And let's have a look and see what his challenge is right now in his dealings with the Harkles. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Ten of Swords, it's done, it's over. They are done, they are finished. Oh, as far as he's concerned, that's a horrifying card to see. It really is. It hurts to look at it. And not only fallen off the horse, but also been stabbed in the back with 10 very pointy swords. The Harkles are done, they're cooked, they're finished. And he sees it, he knows it. I think he actually feels a little bit sorry for them. I don't get this as a vindictive energy. I get this as looking, he was the foster father, and not the foster father. That's my lame pun for the title. He was the surrogate father. I do think that he actually at some stage cared about them and wanted them to do well and find their freedom and find their feet and make lots of money and, do all the things that they claimed they wanted to do. But oh, what a disaster it has turned out to be so far. So hidden energy, David Foster's point of view, and very specifically, I don't always ask for a specific interpretation of this hidden energy card, but in this reading I want to know, does this cooling, this alleged cooling, and of course tarot reading, my opinion, entertainment purposes only, does this silence from the Fosters have to do with Meghan's alleged pregnancies, that there was something a little bit off around that they never quite got to see Archie, that the Lilibet pregnancy might not have been all it appeared to be, and Four of Swords is the ruined reputation card. It's when you're done, when you're finished, you're defeated. So we've got two massive defeats here, and hidden energy is somebody retreating, somebody being really destroyed, their reputation destroyed in the Four of Swords. So it does look as if it has something to do with that somebody, those three swords dangling over that person and their own sword lying there unused, and the stained glass window cast out from the royal family, perhaps because of skullduggery. I did a reading on that yesterday, on whether the Harkles were actually fired by the royal family rather than that they themselves left the royal family. It looks as if there is this idea here in this card that David Foster sees that there is something off about their behavior, and the knight in that card definitely not in good shape, not winning, not in this case not particularly honourable, in my opinion, or just my opinion. So what is David Foster's focus right now with Harry and Meghan? What is he feeling? Oh, he wants out of this situation with the sun in the reverse. He doesn't see any hope for them. He doesn't see any success for them. He doesn't really want to have anything to do with them. He thinks that everything that they're touching is just turning to disaster, absolute disaster. When we started off with this card, I thought, oh well, it's not going to be nearly as bad as the George Clooney reading, which turned out not to be so bad at all. This one is calamitous. This reading is horrific. And of course, David Foster and Catherine McAfee at some stage had a very close relationship with Harry and Meghan, whereas George Clooney, George and Amal don't seem to have had a close relationship with them to that extent at all. This is just all hope, abandon all hope. And that's his idea of what is going on with them now. And he, of all people, should know he's been around a long time. He is extremely successful. He's made other people extremely successful. And if he doesn't hold out any hope for the Harkles with the sun in reverse, the Ten of Swords, and that Four of Swords card sitting down there in the hidden energy, then the Harkles are a lost cause. They really are. So what has happened in the recent past, or just generally the past with them? And that is a cutting out card energy, the Page of Swords in the reverse. There has been some kind of silence with the sword pointed downwards, always silence, and just a strategic silence, decision to just not have anything to do with them in public anymore. No more communications, no more. It's strategic. The Page of Swords is always a strategic card. It's shrewd. It's a self-interested card. Always. It's vigilant. It's on guard. It's looking after its own interests. That Page, and in the reverse, very much so. Being silent about it, though, being very strategic, but silently strategic. And I did, my idea is in this reading is why the silence for so long, and the answer is here in all these cards down the middle. So what's coming up in the near future is there's going to be some kind of reconciliation. Doesn't look like it. Hermit in reverse. Hermit in reverse is Prince Harry card, of course, the Virgo. The Virgo who's lost his way. He looks like he's going to be losing his way even more in the near future as far as David Foster is concerned. Hermit in reverse can be somebody coming in from the cold. So it could be that Prince Harry at some level comes back to his surrogate father and says, oh dear, I messed up. Can you help me out? Can you give me some advice? Because the Hermit is also about advice. It's looking within for your own guidance, your own wisdom, but it is also looking to experts for help. But with the Hermit in reverse, it looks as if David Foster is disinclined to give advice or to give help in the future. It's not an unkind card because there's the Temperance as the underlying energy, that he does not wish them ill, but he does see that they've made a real mess of things, a huge mess of things, particularly Prince Harry, actually. Prince Harry's made some very bad decisions, and he's really, he's the one with the 10 swords in his back. And he might be the one that is coming for help, to ask for help in the near future. Let's see if he gets it. Doesn't look like it from that card, in my opinion. How does David Foster actually feel about Prince Harry right now? Yeah, he doesn't want anything more to do with Prince Harry. Really doesn't, with the Ace of Swords in reverse, wants to cut him out. But it also, again, gives us indication of making unwise decisions. The Ace of Swords is about truth and clarity, and also honor and justice, but in the reverse it looks as if Prince Harry, he's made some very, very bad decisions. He has lied, in my opinion, with that Ace of Swords in reverse. Ace of Swords in reverse is lies. It is not being truthful, not being honest, not being wise, and it matches the Four of Swords there. So he just thinks that Prince Harry has made a real mess of things, has not been wise, has not been clear-sighted, has not had a clear vision for his own life, but it also looks as if he has behaved less than honourably, my opinion, of course, and does not want anything more to do with him. Matches this energy of the Page of Swords. Now we've got the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Does not look good for any future association. It looks as if David Foster very quietly, but quite ruthlessly, is cutting Harry out. How does he feel about Meghan Markle? And that is an interesting card. The King of Cups. Is David Foster a water sign man? Why do I think that he is? I have an idea that he is. Somebody please let us know in the comments. Very interesting. There were rumours and allegations about their relationship, that their relationship possibly crossed certain boundaries that it should not have crossed. The King of Cups is telling me that those rumours could have some substance to them. Definite interest, feelings, attraction there with the King of Cups. Oh my, oh my, oh my. It wasn't expecting to get that. Wasn't at all expecting to get that. She does have some amazing ability to... what's the word? Seduce isn't the right word. It's not the right energy. It's along those lines, but bamboozle men, really. Somehow, that helpless, help me, oh my hero thing that she does with the false eyelashes, with the eyelash glue oozing from her eyelids. The horror. But obviously not really noticed. I'm flabbergasted to see that card. So anyway, hopes and fears David Foster might have for Harry and Meghan and his relationship with him. I think he fears that he's stuck in this mess with them, that he's not going to be able to get out of it. That with the Eight of Cups, in the reverse there, that it's going to be hard for him to shake them off. He wants to shake them off with this Ace of Swords and the Page of Swords in reverse. But Eight of Cups in the reverse, he does fear that it's a bit of a quagmire that he's got stuck in. And it's not going to be so easy to shake them off. And especially if this Hermit in reverse comes knocking at his door, asking for help. So outcome of this, it looks really quite a messy situation that they've all got themselves into. Outcome is, it looks as if he's going to be helping them out in the future with that Six of Pentacles. He's going to be dispensing assistance to them of some kind. Not huge with the Six of Pentacles. It's the beggar card, it's the charity card. But if that Hermit comes knocking at the door, David Foster is going to be handing out alms to them again. As I say, with his Temperance card as the underlying energy, he's not ill-disposed towards them, and if they need help, it does look as if he is prepared to give it in material form, because Pentacles are material things. So not just advice, it's actual substantive stuff. Accommodation, funding for something that the two are going to be coming and begging, and he is actually going to be helping them out. He, as I say, he is not filled with hatred towards them, particularly when the King of Cups pops out in that position. Oh my goodness. And so it looks as if the relationship is going to continue at some level with some help, but it looks as if it's going to be quiet, very quiet help, behind the scenes kind of help, because he does not want the scene in public. He's not happy to be associated with them. He doesn't see that their future is going to be glorious and successful, but he does, for some reason, feel obligated to help them. And that is all quite interesting. As I say, it seems to be quite a messy vibe between them all. And very curious energy here with the King of Cups. Curious to know what you have to say about that card. And do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching as ever. Thank you for subscribing, for commenting. I do appreciate all of you. And I will see you on the next reading.